few months there.
This is going to be a weird question. Did your prep change in last week at 70-something, this week maybe 30-something? Do you kind of look at teams, and does weather affect how you scout a team at all?
Yeah, weather always plays a factor in the game, especially when it's wet and stuff like that. And, heat or whatever, the conditions always do, but ultimately it's about, obviously how you prepare. And we're obviously working to make sure we do a much better job with preparing and maintaining our focus on the task at hand, which is always to go 1-0.
What's Oregon State's offense show you on film?
They're explosive and they're clicking right now. I mean, the run game, the pass game, and in the pass game, obviously they got some really, really good wide receivers. The quarterback's doing a phenomenal job and getting the ball not only to the wide receivers but the tight ends, in their pocket movement stuff or their drop back pass, and the run game is, opens up those things up for them as well. And they got 2 running backs that are really good, and obviously the offensive line is doing their work up front. So, you're looking at an offense that is scoring a lot of points right now. So we've got to have our best week of prep.
For Civil War, what have you kind of been told about this rivalry and what it is and what it means for the state?
Obviously it's a huge deal, and we've got to work to make sure that our focus is on the right things, so that in big time games like this we can do the things that we need to, and that's going to take our very best prep again, and that's where our focus has got to be. There can become some distractions, in big time games like this, and we just want to focus on what we need to do to make sure that we're ready to go.
Has your message changed at all? Coming off a loss, you got to kind of build the guys back up as to maybe you haven't for the previous 9, or do you notice? Is it all the same?
You got the taste in your mouth that you haven't had for a while, obviously, but every week it's win or lose. We got to reset that thing, and obviously, even more so this week, we got to do a better job of resetting it and aligning our focus to what it is that we need to get done. And this time of the year, it's a grind for everybody. There's going to have to be a lot of sacrifice individually to contribute to the betterment of the family, to our team.
You have to rebuild some of your guys' comments at all?
You know what?
Some of the DBs or guys from off of last week?
It's always about maintaining confidence. This game is about fundamental technique and confidence. And you know what? We love those guys. They know we love them after the game. We told them we love them, and it's not just one position group or the other. It's all of us. There's 11 guys on that field, and there's all of us coaches, and there's everybody on the sideline. It's just not one particular group. It's all of us together, and that obviously starts with me.
Andy, what happened on that 3rd and 16 in particular?
We just, we didn't play. They maxed pro, so we couldn't get to the quarterback. They chipped the edge guys, and they ran a double move. And so, obviously, Demo's one of our best players. He's one of our best guys. I'll take him, 10 times over again in the situation. I love him, and we'll be much better for it. We'll learn from it, and we'll grow. But we can do a better job of helping him with the coverage, with the post safety and things like that. But we're growing. We're still always a work in progress. They always say you're always growing and you're dying, and we got to be growing every single week, every single rep, to make sure that we understand situational football and so that we can play to certain situations.
You guys have done such a good job at keeping the top on the coverage, and for 250 plus, and the 3rd and 16, you had not allowed in years. You had allowed 80 plus yard play on that kind of distance. What do you have to go about correcting the right players, or what do you have to go about to fix something that just rarely ever happens?
It's all of us together being better in the situation and understanding where we're at in the game, understanding what the situation is, and obviously executing a lot better. And that's not just an individual player. Obviously, again, that starts with me and making sure that we, as a whole staff, as a defense, we understand the situations that the situation in particular that came up and how we need to play that situation.
Senior day on Saturday. Obviously, this senior class has faced a lot of adversity through their time as Ducks. How would you describe them?
They have, and they've battled, and that's what we talked about. We stayed in that fight, all the way into that last game there. Unfortunately, it didn't come out the way we would have hoped and we would have wanted, but they stayed in that fight, and we're talking about, just continuing to grow and get better with their last few games here, and about, the type of impact that they've had on this program, and the direction we're growing and moving, and what they still can do to impact the program.
You guys have done so well attacking